recording this video for close trade Tuesday 11th of June 2013. Hope you had a good day's trading. Well, I must admit, did quite like that. A little bit more range today. I think it was almost 20 points kind of top to bottom, 2.1 million contracts traded. Really important kind of where we're sitting at the moment. Let me just show you that. So better sign wave, been talking about this support level kind of being put in at some point. It's a couple more days off in terms of the other indices. We're getting close in terms of the Emini on the daily chart here. So at some point we're looking for this kind of cyclical support. What for me the most critical thing is whether we're going to drop through 1600. Today was a pretty violent day overnight. You know, the European markets sold off, the Asian markets kind of sold off, and we started off very weak, and then the test back up was pretty weak as well. So this is due, but you know that doesn't mean we can't have 2 or 3 days of weakness before that kind of comes in. And for me the most important thing is these supports on the higher time frame chart. So just like I put up a 500, 1500, 4500 tip bar chart for my day trading, to look at the bigger picture I start with a 4,500 tip bar chart, then 3 times that's 13,500, then 3 times that is 40,500. The reason I kind of stop it there is TradeStation kind of can't deal with more than that number of ticks in a tip bar chart. I don't know what the limit is. It might be 90,000, but for practicalities that's kind of what I find is useful. But here's what's important on this chart. We got cyclical supports on 3 time frames. Bang, bang, bang. So that's really important. That's got to hold. If that does not hold, bang, through 24s we're into strong downtrend. So kind of the overnight activity and where we go from here is really important. So on the 40,500 tip bar chart you can see the overnight activity. We kind of fell off down to the 1620s down here. Blue professional bar kind of comes in just after the open. We bounce from there, but the bounce up to 14 is a blue professional up bar, and it's a flush pattern. We've broken the lows of that blue professional bar, so that was professionals kind of picking it up at the lows here, then dumping it at the highs up here, and now we're back at cyclical support. So potentially we could just drop through this into a trend move on the way down. And what we've done in terms of volume patterns up here is have an exhaustion pattern, one to get us going, one to kind of finish us off, although they were fairly close together and we didn't kind of get much traction after the first one kind of went off. And then we got the bearish divergence. First bearish divergence kind of comes in, and now we've come back up and flushed out the last of those buyers. So this level at 24 is kind of really critical. So let's see if we kind of drop through it and take us into a trend move that'll test the 1600 low and keep on going down. So never know which way this will go. It is triple supports on these time frames, so just kind of wait and see. Now nice day's trading. Going to go through those kind of trades in a little bit of detail. So here's the overnight session, 1500 tip bar chart. European markets start to sell off, bang, we just kind of follow suit. We're through a support here, so we're into a trend move on the way down. Now after the open I always think that there's going to be a little bit of follow through after this kind of a strong move. The market's just not going to hit at the open just hit a bottom and reverse straight away within 5 or 10 minutes of the open kind of starting. That's not going to happen. You're always going to get a little bit of travel. So I'm always kind of anxious to look for any sign of weakness to kind of get in at the open once we've had this kind of steep sell-off overnight. There was a break of blue professional bar on the 1500. We were breaking a couple on the 500 as well, so I went short at 24.5. But this thing kind of ran out of steam. You can see we ended up with kind of flush patterns here. There's a whole bunch of blue professional bars. We put in bullish divergence. It kind of lurched down at this point here, but it wasn't kind of going anywhere. On the 4500 tip bar chart we had blue professional bars kind of coming in. We had exhaustion selling signals kind of going off down here, so it was time to kind of get out. So I just took 1 point on that first one with just a little continuation of this downtrend. Then very nice little setup. So we got this kind of bottoming pattern going on. We've got our pullback to end of trend sequence. We're flushed out. We've got these 2 little amateur down bars here. So the amateurs are getting wrong footed, testing down into those lows. You can see the selling is really weak. Put in a bullish divergence right on the 0 line there, and we start to rally from there. So that was a really nice little signal that we were going to reverse at that point. So I was long 22.75. Now got my first point out of this move here, so I was only looking for 3, so I was out at 25.75 just on this move here. It was really quick. I think I was done those 2 trades in I think it was about 8:45. I was out of those things, so it was great. Good. Now, after that, we have a really nice setup. So potentially on the 1500, we've got a change in trend happening here because we put in our pullback to end of trend, our exhaustion patterns, all of those things we've tested, and so on. But on the higher time frame, we're always kind of conscious that we're in a downtrend on the 4,500 tip bar chart, the next highest time frame, because we've not put in our pullback to end of trend sequence. So that little rally, after putting in that little amateur testing down bar, went for quite a ways. But you can see the amateurs kind of buying it up at these kind of highs. They just got a little bit too excited. Maybe all their moving averages were moving around and they had to jump on there. We still had to make a pullback to end of trend, or in this case on this chart, a pullback to end of trend, dirty end of trend, because we violated this pullback level. So what I'm waiting for is everything to kind of line up. I know there's still weakness in this chart until we've put that support in. We're going to go through a period of time where the energy is still kind of playing to the downside until we get that cyclical support in. So at that point, we've had our exhaustion selling on the left shoulder, we've had a bullish divergence here, we've had pullback to dirty end of trend kind of come in, and so we're starting to rally from there. Still unsure as to whether this was actually going to be a strong uptrend, that we'd had actually a change in trend or not. So what I was waiting for was a break of a resistance level here. So on the 1500 tip bar chart, you can see we had blue professional bars kind of come in here, a little bit of a Rambo to Rambo channel going on. So the amateurs, playing at the extremes here. Then they get wrong-footed. They're either getting knocked out of their positions, taken out on stops, or kind of thinking we're going to continue down because their moving averages have rolled over or whatever. It's Rambo patterns in this congestion zone here, and then we get a really nice little setup. We've got blue professional bars in here, a little test down with an amateur down bar, the amateurs kind of going the wrong way, and we get a break to the upside. And then we get cyclical resistance coming on the 1500 tip bar chart at the same time as cyclical resistance here on the 500 tip bar chart at around 27. So again, a break of two cyclical supports or resistance is going to lead us into a strong move, because these things are going to travel until we put in pullback to end of trend. So we were playing around this 26 level. We have a little bit of congestion here where blue professional bars kind of come in. That's jumping the creek kind of here. On the 1500 tip bar chart, you can see we had no blue professional bars kind of taking profits, but as soon as we broke those two resistance levels, we're into an uptrend that's not going to end until he's put in our pullback to end of trend. And it was a really nice trade. So out for four really quick. So just as the exhaustion patterns kind of came in here, we were breaking above the previous high, where we had a bunch of stops that got run here, and I was taken out in that kind of flurry of activity when those stops were run, which is really nice. Go through a little bit of kind of congestion here, pull back to end of trend. It looks like this might kind of roll over at this point because we've got our left shoulder kind of flush patterns and so on, but no, they want to just take it and really just crank it up to get everybody kind of on the wrong foot here. So they crank it up almost to 40 through here. I wasn't watching this activity, I'd gone to my bed, but this I imagine was really fast, kind of and furious, kind of cranking up through here. Finally a pop, testing back up, a bit of a double top with amateur up bars here, a flush pattern, and then as soon as we're breaking these support levels kind of here, bang, we're into a downtrend here. So and that reversal was happening before 11 in the morning. So it was an interesting day. All in all, what we were doing was let me take you to the 13,500 tip bar chart. So we'd kind of maxed. I showed you this yesterday. We'd maxed out exhaustion buying, bearish divergence, blue professional bars yesterday, kind of taking profits up in the 40s up here. Bang! This is the overnight sell-off. We came back up to support becomes resistance here. Blue professional bars at the beginning of the day, catching that low. Midday, 11 a.m., blue professional bars up here with an exhaustion pattern, and we kind of rolled over. So now, we've done quite a lot of damage on the downside, showed the weakness in the market, and we're sitting at this kind of 24 level as cyclical support on all these time frames, on these higher time frames. Bang, bang, bang. So let's see if we kind of get through that, kind of overnight, or whether we're going to have a little bit of a rally from then. I still think we've got, the 1600 level is critical. If we kind of get through that, we'll travel a little bit further. So I hope you had a good day's trading. I'm going to tag on those day trades. I've had a good Monday and a good Tuesday, so that means I'm going to kind of back off a little bit on my trading, just kind of sit and watch it and be less active over the next couple of days. But let's see if we get that kind of break, because it'll be interesting to see where it goes. Got long 22.75, long 22.75. Just checking my stops and targets. And reason for getting long, so pullback to end of trends, just gone off. This last little dig down was an amateur down bar here, and a whole bunch of blue fractional bars coming in around here, and then we went for this dig down into 22. So if you come in, bullish divergence kind of going off here, bullish divergence here, just looking for a little bit of a run back up till we find resistance where we kind of sold off on 4500 tip bar chart. So it wasn't kind of a classic blue fractional bar right at the lows here, but it's going off that amateur down sequence there on 15, which is this. So just long 20, we just need to pop up 24, come on, so long 22.75. Here we go, just got the break above resistance on 500, potentially takes in a trend move here. It's kind of amateur up bars, but that's okay. Got one in the bag, so I'm just moving my target 25.75, and just hoping on a little bit of a violent retrace. Kind of get out there. There's no blue fractional bars kind of come in yet. So 5 1/4. Come on. Oh, 5 3/4. 3. Excellent. Blue fractional bars come in. Here we go. Some Rambo pattern here coming up to this resistance. That's why I want to be out. I mean, it could go pull back to end of trend and go all the way to find resistance on this one, but that's good. Picked up 1 on the way down, 3 on the way back up. Done. 8:43 a.m. There we go, blue fractional bar kind of coming here. Alright, don't know where it's going to go today. And blue fractional bars come in. We've got cyclical support here. It's got to make pullback 200 trend on the 45, so maybe we'll just, I don't know, try and find that resistance level. Got long 27 even, long 27 even. Just checking the stops and targets. And just been sitting, waiting and waiting just for the market to kind of dissipate this energy on the downside. So we hit resistance at pullback level, and we just needed to go through time in order to put in that support. And now that's in. There we go. Bang. We got our exhaustion, selling, bullish divergence, and support kind of come in, pull back to dirty end of trend. So now we can go into a decent uptrend because we've exhausted all that selling activity. So blue fractional bars came in, picked it up after the Rambo, tested back down, amateur down bar here. For me, we raced really quickly back up this resistance line, so just getting in underneath that resistance, expecting a break above it into a trend move. So we've got resistance on these two time frames, 500, 1500. So a decent break above this would take us into a strong move. We've got this behind us. Got a little blue fractional bar kind of come in here. A little bit of a, no, it's not a gathering because it's not kind of more than the one, but jumping the creek type bar here. So targets at 31, which is, what was the previous high here? 29.75. So yeah, 31's good kind of place. Above 29.75 would run some stops, take us into an exhaustion kind of pattern at the 31s. Here we go, so another couple of blue fractional bars here. So that's more like a little bit of a gathering here, just sitting, waiting for a bust up. So on 27 even. Here we go, just got the break up. It's 28, it's 29, 29.75 is this point. I think we just almost touched it. Got exhaustion here, 5,000 on better momentum, no blue professional bars on 15, we've got 1 on 500 and Rambo pan. Was going to get a little bit of technical weakness around a previous high like that, just, I don't know, like people trying to play a double top or something. So come back up to it and then hopefully we'll blast through it, run some stops, be taken out at 31. Here we go, we're having another go, 29.5. This time we should get through it. Bearish divergence coming just on the 500, it's alright. See no blue fractional bars, 15. Take profits, yeah, it's 4,000.
So come on up. There we go, hit it, there we go, run some stops. Okay, blue professional bar, come in. Just looking for 31 even. It's 3,000. There we go, come on. Just take it out. 31 even, 4. Excellent. And the blue professional bar's kind of come in here. It's 8,000 on better momentum. Don't know if that'll be a pro signal exit, but we've got pullback to end of trend to make on 500. But there we go. More blue professional bars. Excellent. Good day. 8 points, 3 trades.